And this is in the New Living Translation. It says, in the future, your children will ask you, what is the meaning of these laws, decrees, and regulations that the Lord our God has commanded us to obey? There is nothing wrong with your children asking you, why do we believe in Jesus? Why do we go to church? Why do we do these things? Why do we read the Bible? Everyone is going to question it at some point in time. But it's important that we as adults know the answers. That would be very helpful. Sometimes people don't want to read the Bible. They say that it's boring. And if the Bible is boring to you, I am going to propose that maybe you're reading the wrong translation. There are so many beautiful translations out there. And sometimes it's good to have 3 and 4 that you can kind of compare back and forth. Because the words are the same, but the meaning isn't always the same way. What would you say is your favorite translation, Pastor Mike? Probably the NLT. Pastor Ron, yours is the King James. All right, I like the New King James, so I'm kind of in between. I also like the Amplified. The Amplified will give you 15 words when one will have done just fine. But it further defines what the words in the original language meant. Because the original word is absolutely infallible. It is perfect. There are no mistakes. But in the translations, it becomes up to the person who is taking the original and translating it. And sometimes things do get mistranslated. So we have to be sure that we know what we're reading and whether or not it is right. And some of you are looking at me like, what? I'm telling you, know the word. Know what you believe and know how to explain it. Me, my Bible is pretty much here because I can look at any translation at any time. I can pull up a scripture and hit other translations and it will give me that scripture in every English translation, and I can go back and forth and see. I can also go to a concordance. The concordance will tell me what the word is in the original Greek or Hebrew. Take the time. Take the time. Even while you're sitting there watching TV, pull it up on your phone. If you've got your tablet sitting there, pull it up on your tablet. If you like poetry, there's a version called the Passion. That is incredible. If you like plain language, you'll like the Message. If you like really plain, cut and dried, New Century Version is for you. If you're from Hawaii and you speak Pidgin Hawaiian, the Jesus book is the best one for you. There is even a version of the Bible called the Cotton Patch Bible. And it was written for poor people, poor laborers in the South in the 1930s. And some of it is hysterical. But not to them. It made sense to them. The word is alive. And the more that we put into our spirits, the better. Jack, give me that other scripture, would you please? Or Ethan, or I can't even see who's back there. When the children of Israel were ready to finally go into the promised land, the Jordan River opened up for them. Actually, there was an earthquake and a landslide, and all the water kept going on until the Jordan River was dry. And Joshua said, everybody go out, we're going to grab 12 stones. They grabbed 12 stones and they built a memorial. This is why. In the future, your children will ask you, what do these stones mean? We need to set memorials so that our children will ask us, what does this mean? And then we can tell them. Why do we take communion? To remember